And we're back. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay. I am the CEO and founder of iAutoAgent. We are real estate agents for people's cars. And I've been doing this for 26 years now. And we have an absolutely amazing episode today. It is literally the market is crashing, and I'm going to teach you on how to get top dollar for your car before the market crashes and to avoid a lot of mess. And there's going to be a giveaway, a big one today, up to $500 for one winner. And I'm going to share that when we are coming back. Stay tuned.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride while buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay, and this is the podcast to tell you what to watch out for, whether you are buying, selling, or repairing your car. With over 26 years of automotive experience, we are the Auto Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent.com. We're real estate agents for cars.
We have a dandy for you today. This is Jay with iAutoAgent today, telling you that the market is crashing, and I'm going to share with you some amazing strategies on how to get top dollar for your car before the auto market crashes. But before we begin, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Podcastify.me. That's Podcastify.me. They make this beautiful show for you every single day. And if you want to have your own podcast, contact Podcastify.me. And if you are just tuning in and you would like to watch this live, you can watch this live at 12 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. It's the Auto Authorities Podcast group page on Facebook. You simply click Join Group button. If you want to watch this, but you can't watch it live, just go to YouTube and go to the Auto Authorities YouTube page. You can just click the subscribe button. You can click the notification in that right corner. And if you would like to listen to this and aren't able to watch us, you can go to iTunes and about 19 other different channels. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, every single week coming to you. This is going to be a real fun episode because we have not only tips on how to avoid the crash, but there is actually going to be a giveaway, and here is how you win it. Now, first of all, the giveaway is worth up to $500, and the way that you win it is you simply comment and share. You have to comment and share the podcast with somebody that you know on Facebook. It's the Facebook group page called the Auto Authorities Podcast. And if you aren't a member yet, you should be, because we have a whole group too, a messenger that can help you with any type of automotive repair that you can think of. And speaking of that, the gift that you're going to win, if you're so lucky in the drawing, is a roadside membership for 90 days. And in that 90 days, you can get complimentary towing. You can get battery jump service. If you lock your keys in the car, you run out of gas. All of that's covered. But the really big things that make this worth even more money is you get free key fob repair, free dent removal, free windshield repair, and free tire and road hazard repair, as well as an ASE certified mechanic that is standing by simply calling a number, and you can ask any questions that you want. So you have to comment and you have to share this. So getting into this, we're going to talk about, yes, the market is crashing. We've been talking about this for a long, long time. And so when the market crashes, there are opportunities. And the biggest thing that I've been trying to convey to anybody that I'm meeting is if you are looking to sell your car, sell it now. It is a losing stock. I promise you. And as we get into 2023, not only do you have a car that's a year older now, but that car is depreciating as we speak. It had to. The market was way, way too high. So I'm going to give you strategies if you want to sell your car on how to get you top dollar. And it all starts with the detail. A detail is not a car wash. A detail is waxing the car, shampooing the carpets, even cleaning that engine bay. I can't tell you how important it is to clean that engine bay before you sell your car and really making that vehicle look absolutely beautiful. And I encourage you, do not jump over dollars to save pennies because you will pay a lot more than what you think if you don't do it right. Your car will sell faster by doing these things. Let's go to the next maintenance records. Now, hopefully you have kept your maintenance records, but just in case if you haven't, send me a message at the AutoAuthorities.com and you can literally put the VIN and the vehicle that you own, and I'm going to send you a free Carfax. That is correct. You heard me correctly. It's worth $40. All you have to go is to the AutoAuthorities.com and fill out a contact us form. Let me know that you want that free Carfax. Give me your email, and I will send it to you personally because a lot of times Carfax will have the maintenance records on it. And it's really important to know what is on that Carfax. I will tell you this, folks, if you've been listening to the podcast, Carfax is not always correct. It could literally say that the mileage has been rolled back on your vehicle and you would have zero idea, even though it may not have been. But we talked about clerical errors and how to then remove those things from Carfax. So it's really important. So you know, because I assure you, the person that's going to buy your car is going to go to Carfax or one of these other history reports, or they're going to ask you to provide that history report. So if you're selling your car and you want that free Carfax, just go to the AutoAuthorities.com. I'll send it to you at no charge to you. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to perform an independent mechanical inspection. It's kind of like when you're selling your house. When you're selling your house, you really want to know what is that buyer going to find when they do their inspection. So what you don't know could really hurt you. And I will assure you, if they find something mechanically wrong with it, they are going to want you to take it off your price or fix it. So it's best to know proactively what are the issues with your vehicle that could potentially pop up, and then make the necessary repairs. If you've been driving your vehicle and it has a squeak on the brakes or the brakes are, grinding, it may not bother you, but I assure you it will bother the buyer. So make those necessary repairs. Change the wiper blades. The tires are so, so important. Like if you're thinking, okay, well, I know I need to replace tires, but I'm going to sell my vehicle with the tires just like they are right now, you're making a big mistake. If anything, put a cheap set of tires on. You don't have to put the very, very best tires on. But the reason why they call people tire kickers is because the fact they look at tires first. And tires are one of the most expensive things that somebody can replace on their car outside of a major mechanical catastrophe like a transmission or engine or anything like that. But that's why you do that independent inspection, And then also Save that mechanical inspection. You can show that to the next buyer. How would you like if you were buying a car from somebody and they're like, hey, before I sold this, I went ahead and did an independent mechanical inspection and look at all the things that they checked and they gave it a great bill of health. Because I'm going to say over 90% of the people that buy your car are going to want to do an independent mechanical inspection. And guess what? You get to sit there for an hour to 2 hours while they go through your car and they find everything they possibly can, because they've already taken it to their mechanic, to renegotiate the price and frankly, make your life a living hell. It's very, very time consuming to sell a car. So the next piece, and I see people do this all the time, don't take a picture of your car in the garage. Don't take a picture of your car in a cornfield. Don't take a picture of your car with a dumpster behind it. Take a picture of your car with a nice background, maybe trees or greenery or something that's pleasing to the eye. When I see some of these photos that people put on Facebook and they think that people are going to be like, oh man, this is such a pretty car in front of this dumpster. No, put it in front of like a really, really nice background. And I'm going to give you a couple tips here. So listen closely. I want you to, number one, block the license plate. Okay. Because if you block the license plate, they cannot get your personal information. Don't put your street number and or name in the photo. And I'm going to tell you a story because I mean everybody loves stories. There was this older man, he had a Volkswagen Beetle, and one of my agents reached out to him on Facebook. Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Facebook, it was Craigslist. And he not only had his license plate plain and outright for everybody to see, because everybody's always worried about the VIN on the vehicle. You can't figure out who owns that vehicle from the VIN, but you can figure out who owns that vehicle from the license plate. And this guy had his address, because when you put something on Craigslist, it allows you to put the location. He literally put his exact location and a picture of his apartment complex. We reached out to him to try to help him because we want to keep people safe. This is not a safe proposition to sell a car on your own. You don't know who you're going to meet, and we have had numerous like podcast episodes about how to keep you safe. So also when you're doing the photos, you want to show every imperfection. Don't wait for them to show up at wherever you're going to meet. And frankly, you need to meet at the police station. That has been talked about in multiple podcast episodes. But you want to make sure that you are being honest with people, because when people come see your vehicle, they're going to like look at it and they're going to say, oh, I didn't know it had a scratch all the way down the passenger side of the vehicle. This is a very important to be transparent. And truly, when I started, so I have a company, I'm the CEO and founder of iAutoAgent.com, if you can't tell from my hat and my shirt. But it's always important to have integrity. It's always important to be straightforward with people. If you know something about a vehicle, tell them. Just do what you would want someone to do for you. And it really is about like putting yourself in their shoes. If you were looking at their vehicle, what would you want them to tell you about it? So if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to get top dollar for your car before the market crashes. I will tell you right now, and I have said this multiple times, the market is crashing right now. It is no joke. I highly recommend that if you have any inclination of selling your car, is that you sell it now. And if you're also just tuning in, we have a huge giveaway. Listen closely. as you're listening to on our Facebook group page, you're watching us. It's called the Auto Authorities Podcast group page. You can simply click join group, and you need to comment and share, and that will be entered. You will be entered in a drawing to win a 90-day roadside membership from us, and it's worth up to $500. It includes things such as having an ASE certified mechanic at your beck and call, where you can just make a phone call and get vehicle repair assistance. You can get key fob repair, windshield repair, tire and road hazard repair. It's really, really cool to have this. And if you run out of gas, lock your keys in the car, you need towing. It's all included in this. And it's simply just by making comments and sharing with people you know, because I would love to hear your feedback. Do you find that this is valuable? Now, these are just my opinions. I've been doing this almost 20. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I just celebrated year 26 in this industry. I know this industry backwards and forwards. And as we get into the rest of the show here, we're going to talk about, is it better to sell this through a dealership? Is it better to sell it through a private owner? Is it better to sell it through iAutoAgent? Well, let's talk about the different ways of doing things. You've got the dealership, right? If you go to the dealership, you're going to have to spend your time. You're going to have to spend your hard-earned time to go to the dealership. Keep in mind, dealerships have to purchase vehicles at wholesale value. They have to. The reason why is they have a lot of overhead. So their margins, what they have to make as far as profit on these cars, it has to be pretty large. And just from my experience, the average car that a dealership is going to sell is going to have $4,000 to $5,000 worth of markup. It could go way higher than that depending on what the vehicle is. The more expensive the vehicle, the more the markup. And when you are a private owner, you can typically get more money than the dealer. But if you want to talk about time, we've already talked about all the things that you're going to have to do. And you have to wait. You have to wait for it to sell. So if you go to a dealer, it's going to sell right away. But you're going to leave thousands of dollars potentially on the table. If you go sell it on your own, you're going to have to meet strange people that you don't want to meet. You're going to have to deal with, if you owe on the vehicle, you're going to have to do payoffs and lien releases. And there's a lot of complicated paperwork with that. And then, of course, there's iAutoAgent. And obviously, I'm very partial to my company, iAutoAgent.com. Within about a 40-mile radius, we can help anybody in St. Louis. We also have a vehicle finder program that is nationwide, where we help people buy vehicles nationwide, handling everything from A to Z, do all the communications with the dealers, set up test drives, help you with financing, and really tee it up so you have the control and whether you approve the deal or not. So whatever the choices are, whether you go to the dealership, whether you sell it on your own, you use iAutoAgent, there always is going to be a negative. And when we're talking with our clients, I always say, do you want to sell your car fast for less money, or do you want to wait and get top dollar? And we like to work with people that like to wait to get top dollar. We also like to work with people that are very, they think that their time is worth a lot. People that value their time, because money we can always get back, but time we can't. So that's what iAutoAgent offers. But let's really get into the next piece. Let's just say you do decide you want to sell it on your own. It's very important on how you write the ad. It's also very important to have the points that are valuable to people that are reading your ad. And it's also really important not to have this really long, drawn out ad, because I'm telling you, people are not going to read it. You can spend all this time to write this beautiful ad. Just highlight the different things that you feel are beneficial. And I'm going to give you some golden nuggets here. Highlight the maintenance that you have done on this vehicle, whether I've done regular oil changes or I just did a 30,000 mile service, a 60,000 mile service. You just put tires on the vehicle is a great thing. You can say lots of things. Like there are things like that you can do to protect your paint. Like I did a ceramic coating for this vehicle, and a ceramic coating is basically a really, really thick wax that just really doesn't come off, and it's very expensive, but it protects your paint. Or I did a clear bra throughout the whole car. And a clear bra is basically a clear, it's almost like a cellophane. If I'm using an analogy, it's not a cellophane, but it's a stick on. It basically keeps your car from getting like chips and all these things. If you have like a Jeep Wrangler or a truck, sometimes like lifting the vehicle could be worth a little bit more, but not a ton more. Also, like putting fancy wheels on a vehicle can sometimes make it worth more, but not all the time. It all depends on who you talk to. And be careful when you're putting like sound systems in and things like that. Because if you put the wrong sound system, and let's say that person likes everything about your car, but they don't like the sound system, then that could be really, really bad. So, and when you put sound systems in, they splice wires and all kinds of stuff, and it can potentially void warranties, which is really no fun if you have to deal with that. So, if you decide to take it to a dealership, shop multiple dealers. And truly, the only way you can do it is through the internet. And I'm going to tell you this, and listen closely. When they give you those values through the internet, whoever it is, whatever dealership it is, whatever place that you're getting a value, that value is only as good as when you drive it into that place and get the final value. And I'm going to tell you that when I was in the car business and I sold cars, they taught us to do a silent walk around the vehicle to devalue that vehicle when it came in. So I don't care where you're going, whatever value you get, you better give them the correct condition report so you can get the correct value. So when you get there, you're not surprised in a bad way. The next piece is it's very time consuming to go to multiple dealers. And the fact is, and this is my experience of 26 years, most dealers are going to be right around the same value for your vehicle. It's just a fact. The reason why is AutoAgent, the dealers out there, we have access to the same state-of-the-art programs. And all we do is we take your VIN and we plug it into the system, and it tells us what we need to buy that car for. And the dealer, again, is going to make a lot more margin than, say, an iAutoAgent. An iAutoAgent is going to make about a quarter to half the margin that we build into the price, and that's how we can do it at no charge for the seller. But just know that you are going to be spending your precious time. So if you're an attorney and or you own a business and you're going to multiple dealers, you're costing yourself dearly. The next piece, and this is so important, is set a realistic price on your vehicle. What do I mean by realistic? Okay. You can go to Kelley Blue Book and you can look at private party, but I'm going to tell you right now, your vehicle, you know what your vehicle's worth? Your vehicle's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And the way you determine that is not only do you look at dealerships and see what they're charging, because I will tell you right now, You as a private owner will not get what a dealership will offer, will actually put that vehicle on their website for. Dealers can get a higher dollar amount than the private owners. So if you're a private owner, you better undercut the dealers by multiple thousands of dollars and be prepared to negotiate. That is right. Negotiate. The reason why people go to private owners versus they go to a dealership is they want a better deal. That's it. Else they would go to the dealership. So the dollar amount, not only do you have to be realistic, but they're still going to want a discount on that vehicle. And be prepared to have multiple people contacting you that don't show up for their appointment, that don't call you back. And it really becomes a huge time hassle. And truly, that's the reason why I started iAutoAgent.com, is because we give people more money and we handle everything for them. And so basically what we've done, and I'm going to recap, we had talked about that the market is crashing and to get the money while you can, because the fact is the market is going to keep going lower and lower. As we go into next year, your car is a year older. Oh, and then also in the state of Missouri, you are required to do a safety and emissions inspection if your vehicle is older than 10 years or 150,000 miles or more. Just remember that. We talked about how important it is to pay for a detail. A detail will go so far for you. And if you think you're a master detailer, then you go for it. We talked about getting an independent mechanical inspection so you know what is going to pop up, because I guarantee you the buyer is going to do that. Make any necessary repairs to the vehicle, because I will tell you, if you don't pay for them now, you'll pay for them later. And most likely you'll pay a lot more later than if you just do it now. Take beautiful photos. Have a great background when you're taking the photos. With the dealership philosophy versus the private owner versus iAutoAgent, you have the choice. You can go to a dealership. It will sell faster for less money. If you go to private owner, it will sell slower for more money. But the dealership is going to require time. So will the private owner. You can sell it through iAutoAgent.com and you will not have to spend the time and you will get more money. The next piece is writing the ad. Make sure you highlight all the beautiful things about your vehicle, the different things that you've done to the vehicle. If you're going to the dealership route, shop multiple dealers. You will see who has the highest price. And again, be prepared. You will have to take that vehicle in. And if it does not meet their criteria, you will not get that value. So wherever you're putting your values in, make sure that you're being honest with yourself, because it will be a very, very unpleasant surprise when you go to the dealer. Finally, set a realistic price and be prepared to negotiate. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget, there is a giveaway. It's worth up to $500. You go to the AutoAuthorities Podcast group page on Facebook. Click the join group button. If you comment and you share this podcast, you will be entered for a drawing to win a 90-day roadside membership that includes towing. If you run out of gas, you lock the keys in the car, all that's covered. Windshield repair, key fob repair, that's worth it right there. And road hazard repair. And you have a special direct number to an ASE certified mechanic that you can get a hold of anytime you want to ask any questions you want. We want to keep you safe. Thank you for listening. I'm Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent, and we will see you next week. Peace.